This is Jade. About 8 years ago, I adopted her, and that came about because my wife worked for a nonprofit who rescues and adopts, does spay and neuter, all that kind of stuff. And the office, she was basically walking by this dog every single day, sending me pictures and saying how much she liked the dog, and was trying to not so subtly hint that we should adopt her because it had been about 6 months since last dog that I really liked had passed, and I just didn't feel that I wanted another dog. And well, she was persistent. So on her day off one day, I didn't tell her what I was doing. I went into the Salt Lake and met Jade, gave her a walk, and just spent a little bit of time with her and ended up adopting her. And like most situations, she ended up being my dog. Anyone you ask will tell you that she's my dog. Well, we think she was about 1.5 years, maybe 2 at the time. And, so she still had a little bit of young dog, a little bit of puppy in her. And we soon discovered her nickname, which my wife calls her all the time, is Crazy Jade. The first indication of Crazy Jade was she accidentally got locked in the basement while we were out of town. My mother-in-law was going and checking up on the animals and feeding them and everything. Well, she got locked in the basement. Well, how she coped with that was there was a cat door at the bottom there, and she ended up chewing through the door, as you can see. And that started Crazy Jade. Well, the other part of Crazy Jade is sometimes when she's playing or excited, she gets a lot of crazy looks on her face. And, the nickname just stuck. Well, unfortunate for Crazy Jade, this last 1.5 months we've noticed that she hasn't been eating as well. Energy level, things that she normally does was just off. We took her in, got her some blood work, and there was indications of high calcium, and the vet said that this is usually a strong indicator of cancer. Well, this last week we got x-rays to confirm what it was, and we hoped that it wasn't. It was just something that'd be easily treatable with medication, whatnot. Well, the x-ray showed that the cancer was pretty aggressive, pretty widespread, especially in her lungs and in her liver. And not to mention, she had some pretty severe bone spurs that had really popped up, which would definitely affect her activity level. Well, that was 4 days ago. We took her out to the reservoir because she liked to get in the water and sniff around and just do dog things. I mean, it's like if you have dogs, you know what kind of things that they like to do. She really struggles with walking. She would fall over, and she couldn't even get out of the water. I had to go in and help her up and everything. And it's like, what can you do? Here it is, Sunday, and she won't even eat a meal just of chicken, which is what we had to resort to get her to eat, because she wasn't eating regular dog food. And we did brown rice and chicken and all kinds of good protein, scrambled eggs, things for her to eat, because people food is always a good thing. Well, she didn't even want to eat the chicken this morning. And she's struggling to walk. She can't even really squat to do her business. And unfortunately, I think it's time. Well, it comes to probably what is the hardest part about having animals, especially ones that you get attached to, like dogs, is making the decision, for their best interests. So this is her last weekend. The quality of life that you want them to have, and you don't want them to be in pain, because dogs. I'm looking at her. She's here off camera. She's hanging out with me here in the yard, and it's like they're not babies like most people are. They endure. They really do. No matter what. Even if they're in severe pain, but it's hard to make that decision that's in their best interest.